Hey Virgos, and welcome to your July 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. And really, really incredible energy coming forward for you, Virgo. I feel like most taken by your energy compared to the other signs. I feel your energy really strong, really potently. I think this is an extremely empowering month for you and possibly the most energetically active and most defining month of your 2018. You have some extremely heavy archetypes, powerful archetypes, strong archetypes present in your reading. You have the Sun, the Devil, Ten of Swords. I haven't been getting Ten of Swords very frequently at all in my readings, so I know that when it comes up now that it's a really big deal. And you guys have actually been the sign who has had it, though, when it's come up for me, so it's been kind of a recurring theme for a lot of you over the last year and a half, but kind of picking up over the last 3 months. And I really think that this month, Virgo, in July, is the month where you see through that Ten of Swords energy, that backstab energy, that experience of betrayal that you've been struggling to cope from or face for such a long time. Like, that's happening here. But I feel this month to be so beautiful and so incredible. You have the Sun, you have strength, you have Three of Cups, Eight of Wands, so much benevolence, so much abundance accompanying this realization and this facing of reality that is happening within your inner sphere right now. You are coming into July probably feeling very strong, feeling very potent, feeling like you might have more energy than you've had in a very long time. And you are leaving July with a second thought or with a tendency to have a different view of hindsight. There is a relation to the past, which has been here for you guys for a while now. With all these retrogrades coming in, Saturn, Mars, Pluto, Jupiter, and even, I think, Mercury in August, or it may even be at the end of July. I don't remember. I'll put it in the description box when Mercury goes retrograde. But with all this retrograde energy, Virgo, it does send us all into the past a little bit, or it brings up what didn't work so that we can start to make changes. I do think that there are a few different categories of how this might be happening for certain Virgos, though. I feel like it's either like health or relationship. It feels like career fixes itself, like solidifies, clicks into place, money feels okay. It doesn't feel like you're that focused on purpose or ambition this month. You're focused on creating an environment to where you can do that, to where you can be that, because that may have been something that's been happening in Virgo a lot lately, is that you have become like very purposeful, very excited for your pursuits and ambitions, but your foundation that you're sort of shooting off of is like cracked or rigid, and it leads you to like not be able to jump high enough. So this is definitely a foundational month where you are fixing that energy and where you are creating a more solid foundation for sure, but it's not going to be the most obvious apparent problem. So you might think, okay, the problem with my life right now is my routine, or the problem with my life right now is an addictive cycle. I feel like it's something else as well, and July serves as like a spotlight, coming in with that Sun energy to show what it actually is, because I sense that like Virgos haven't quite caught on to it, haven't quite seen what the real problem is. Could this be because of denial? Possibly. You have the Devil in your reading, which sometimes deals with denial or being chained to something that we're unaware of. I would rather see that in reverse for you guys. I'm at least happy that the Ten of Swords is in reverse, because that shows me that you're going to be taking those swords out, seeing where they've come from. But it's also going to be important to not be connected to the person who's like putting the swords in your back. It's like you can maybe even get that person out of your life, but are you still looking for the type of person that will do this without realizing it? There's a permanence to that Ten of Swords energy, which has been prevalent for you, Virgo, but not really any other signs. So this is a month of Virgo seeing more so than anybody what's inhibiting them and growing strength from that. I do feel that this is an incredible month to make new platonic connections, so new friends, new social connections that aren't that deep. Let's not go too crazy with things. People from your past could be coming back and congratulating you on something. Like if you've gotten married or you've gotten the new career, you might have people from a long time ago coming back in and being like, wow, we're so proud of you. We want to reach out or something. And I feel that those of you who might have like estranged yourself from families or relationships that went south in the past, they can definitely reach back out during this time or be thinking about you. So don't be shocked if you feel that, coming, if you feel sort of like a restlessness or a connection from somebody else, because Virgo has been pretty solitary energetically recently. Even if you've dealt with a lot of people, there's been like this desire to not connect or to stay solid and to fortify yourself. That is still the case here this month, but you can gain something from new people, not old people. New people that with which the relationships are not that deep are pretty good territory this month, but not if it becomes like an addictive thing. Like, oh my gosh, I've got to have these people around me, otherwise I'm going to not be happy by myself. Continue to feel happy on your own, because that's what sees you a lot of strength as well this month. That balance between, like, not really caring. Am I by myself? Am I around loved ones? Where am I? Like, being able to be comfortable in each environment is a blooming thing for Virgo, I feel, this month, whereas recently you might have felt like, I need to stay at home, I'm only comfortable when I'm at home. I sense you becoming much more comfortable in places that have once been difficult for you to be comfortable in. So congratulations with that. And I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week to see more specifically what's coming forward for you. In the first week of July, you have Four of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by the Sun. So people's true feelings are going to be exposed for sure. And this might be what's leading you to, realize where the betrayals have happened, because I think that people will slip up, or I think that people will kind of accidentally say how they truly feel, which could be pretty shocking for you. I think that it will kind of reflect something really important, though. So you'll see maybe someone that you've trusted for a long time step out of line or do something unexpected, and then you kind of look within and you're like, well, maybe I'm holding a grudge too. There's something like in Virgo that might be attracting these types of people who are looking to betray subconsciously, and Virgo can find themselves around these types of people very easily, because it's not that Virgo inherently wants to be around bad people, but Virgo enjoys complexities. Virgo enjoys very intricate personality types, because there's a easiness in Virgo to become bored. You are ruled by Mercury, your mind moves like 5,000 miles per hour, and you can really conclude on situations much more quickly than other signs. Therefore, people who are like very predictable, or people who are like very one-dimensional, like Virgo just won't be around those types of people. So you tend to get really complicated, really complex, really unpredictable people, because your brain enjoys that stimulation, that process of, like, what will they do? Can I predict it? Can I formulate that? And I think it's going to be important for Virgo to not need that in the same way. In fact, I'm feeling that people who are more vanilla personality types would maybe be really good for you right now, because energetically you're kind of having like all different colors, all different palettes, all different things coming at you. Therefore, if you are surrounded by a lot of people who are also that way, I sense like a Virgo being very saturated, like overstimulated, overexposed, and basically feeling like very hungover from that. So simple people who aren't, and I mean, everybody's complex. It's not even that some people are more complex than others, but people who understand more what is stable in their lives is what it really comes down to. Virgo, sometimes, even if you don't want to admit it, likes to be around unstable people, because you see how to not be that way yourself. There's a lot of like, by example, I can, heal this in myself by seeing it in them, and I can always, like, my brain can always be active interpreting them. Virgo does like this, but it's not the best time, because your heart is very powerful right now. Your heart is like probably one of the most powerful in the entire zodiac right now. So if you're interpreting somebody and you're thinking, okay, this is like someone I could be with, this is somebody who, might have a little bit of a dark side, but so does everybody else, and the good outweighs the bad. And it's like your heart can attract them really strongly, and they can suddenly want you more than they want anybody else. And you'll kind of realize by August that this was sort of a you thing, not a them thing. And you can wake up with people like really connected to you that you never really wanted to be so connected to in the first place, if that makes sense. So while keeping simple platonic relationships that are potentially new in July is important, it's also important not to commit extremely to things which either have been really problematic in the past, or have been very undefinable in some way, like just because you want to like see if your heart can work that well. Okay, but in the first week, before I get like too off track there, you're gonna see the problem area. You're going to see something really good, something really bad, all of the above, and it's going to be important to start making decisions and maybe not hold back. Four of Pentacles reversed can be like over passivity. So relating to your career, relating to like your directions where you're wanting to go, I would say try to make a choice, try to do something towards that. Because maybe holding back has outworn its use. Having the sun upright in any reading, especially partnered with strength, is such a good sign that your energy is good. Like if you're feeling weak going into July, that gets healed this month. If you're feeling like fatigued or just like out of whack, that energy is being restored this month through what you do. But sometimes when that happens, you have to let go of a lot. Like you're kind of faced with an ultimatum sometimes from the universe. Like, okay, you have the sun, you have strength. It's time to shake off the devil and Ten of Swords energy pretty quickly, you know? But the first week, sudden injection of energy, be direct with things, use that energy to your advantage to make the decisions that you've needed to make. In week number 2, you have the devil rooted down by 8 of Wands. And it kind of has to show itself there. When you get this type of, X-ray vision that you're granted in the first week, I feel that the devil energy becomes very apparent and very easy to see. So be looking around yourself in the second week of July. Who is out to get me? Who is trying to take advantage of me or chain me to something much bigger than either of us? I've sensed that some of you, this is just kind of strange and random, but people are like really wanting you to like commit to new religious standards or new cultish type of behaviors. You could see that people that you're dating or meeting are tied into very perhaps oppressive religious situations and are like trying to get you to do this as well. So watch out for that. That's very random and will not apply to everybody. But I do sense this almost like spiritual and religious pull from other people to Virgo, like, here, tie yourself up to this and worship this because I do it and you should too. And it's like a very casual thing. Again, that's not going to be for everybody. For everybody, though, in the second week, definitely look at how you're trapped by financial situations or how you're trapped by promises of abundance, whether it be through marriage or career. Virgo seems like very committed, very perhaps, and it could translate as you're like worshiping your career or worshiping your bank account. 8 of Wands is all about your abundance, like lots of money, lots of wealth, lots of good luck or fortune. And when that mixes in with the devil, it's like there's a extremely draining, taxing way of achieving this. So see how you can perhaps maybe be a bit more frugal and not need so much. Or, as Virgos are really good at this type of thing, how can you have more for less? That feels very possible for you. I sense that maybe some of you can move into a bigger house and pay less for it than you pay for your current house. Or some of you can refinance or it's also very taxing energy, so I feel like taxes, like if you have an issue with taxes, it's a good time to be working on that and maybe renegotiating that or doing what you can to eliminate that. It's a very supported time, which is pushing you into the third week with strength rooted down by Queen of Pentacles reversed. And now that I see that, that's actually kind of evocative of the devil energy as well. For some of you, you might be drawing strength from something which goes against your nature. So feeling stronger by being with the type of person you know will never be good to you. But there's a fear to be alone. So, or it could even be feeling strength through like spending a lot of money. Queen of Pentacles reversed can sometimes be like too spendthrift. So I would definitely take the third week of July as we're going into Leo time there to like really look within and to really see yourself. I mean, in all of July, really, because like Cancer and Leo are both very self-oriented signs, and think, why do things that threaten me so much give me so much strength? Why do I need this? And what can I replace it with that helps me and make this a more healthy version of strength? It could also be for some of you that what used to give you emotional strength just doesn't do that anymore. So you could still sort of be operating through a lens of a past self or someone who's no longer here. Or if you've gone through a breakup, because this could be like a breakup month for a lot of Virgos for sure. So if you've broken up, you might sort of be employing the same types of coping mechanisms that you did in like the last few breakups, and it's just not really doing it this time. What I always recommend with Queen of Pentacles reversed, you just have to think like, I'm going to remove my past structures, my past templates of reacting to this situation, and I'm going to do what feels right. And further than doing what feels right, I'm going to do what I know is actually healthy for me. There's a big health component with Queen of Pentacles. So, if you're wanting to drink yourself into a stupor because you feel like that's what feels right now, it's not that type of thing. It's not doing like whatever you want to appease yourself. It's knowing what's good for you, even if it's hard, but sort of looking forward to that because you know how much it will help, if that makes sense. So hard decisions in the third week that give you true strength. So maybe establishing more of a routine, working on your sleeping cycles could be really wonderful, for example, for sure. Anything that's a slight change for the better relating to like how you get energy in the third week is very supported for sure. In the fourth week, Virgos, you have Ten of Swords reversed, rooted down by Knight of Swords. Do y'all see the sort of chilling image that I see there? It's like Knight of Swords is lined up right underneath Ten of Swords reversed, and it's like that Knight of Swords is stabbing it up into your back. There's like someone very obvious there, maybe perhaps trying to betray you or trying to like you can just see like how symmetrical that is. Like that second sword looks like just connected to the Knight of Swords sword. Wow, that's crazy. So be careful in the fourth week. Like the fourth week is a good time to be to know who is for you and against you. I always say with Ten of Swords, this isn't a surprise. This isn't the type of betrayal that takes you off guard. Of course, we can still react that way, but Ten of Swords is a long time coming. This is a 10 card, so this betrayal will have been building for a long time. You'll know who it's coming from, like deep down in your gut. Sometimes it can still be so shocking, though, that we can kind of be elusive with ourselves and be like, oh my god, I never saw this coming. This is such a terrible thing to happen to me. And that's true, but you can always like look back in hindsight and see Ten of Swords coming. So coming out of the third week and entering into the fourth week of July, Virgos, know if a betrayal is coming and use that incredible like complex mind frame that you have to damage control this, or to even perhaps get away from this. There's not a lot of damage control or walking on eggshells that you can do with Ten of Swords. It truly is impossible. I just heard for some of you that you're have been through a breakup or have like ended a relationship and are kind of trying to navigate back in and see if we can try again, see if we can make things work. This isn't going to be for everybody, but there's a very direct message coming forward about that. You're going to get very cut up if you're trying to like slither between the swords to reach back out to somebody or to make something very betraying work again. So beware of like trying to maneuver and navigate through swords. Because it will probably do quite a bit of damage. You always have the option, like before Ten of Swords happens, to like see the sort of maze of swords and just walk the other direction, sidestep it, find your Cancer friends, ask them, how would you sidestep this if you were me? That's usually the best way to deal with Ten of Swords. Not a great time to be confrontational, Virgo. Not a great time in the fourth week to be seeking closure and demanding closure. Not a time to demand anything from anybody. Just because I can say with like 99.9% security that this person will have some kind of leg up and will be very nasty or very ugly, and they won't hesitate. There's a lack of hesitation there for someone in your life to like just like push the sword in, so for those of you who are like married or living with this type of person and you like know that that's who it is, for most of you this isn't going to be a spouse. Like I don't sense Knight of Swords ever to be like a spousal energy or a long-term relationship energy. This is usually a newer, younger energy, someone that you've known for like less than 2 years, I would say, or been with for less than 2 years. I wouldn't suggest any type of like battle stance, any type of like I will stand strong and be here and face this person, because it's going to be hard to be victorious. Your victory happens as a result of your central theme, which is Three of Cups. No doubt. You are going to be toasting some type of celebration this month through realizing that incredible chilling energy in the fourth week and stepping back a little bit, stepping back from that, sidestepping that, and claiming your victory in that way. This is not a like, face head on, because Virgo can actually be like a very warrior type of energy. It really is. I consider it like almost like Aries energy in a way, because there's a symbol of Virgo, which I won't go into the entire backstory, but you guys can like search on Google like Virago, like Virago, and it's sort of always been a symbol for me of Virgo energy that people don't really think much about. So Virgo is a type of sign that if they're like confronted, like they will stand and they will battle, they'll go head on. But it's not a time for it in July. I feel Virgos, you'll have your moment later this year, I think. But just like prioritize that fourth week. If you can be solitary during that time, all the better. You're gonna kind of want to be around people, though. I'm sensing like a social desire. Be around the right people. You'll know who they are. And there are good celebrations to be had, good victories to be commemorated, or even anniversaries to be marked during this time, that I feel to be like an incredible silver lining for you. But that Ten of Swords situation is 100% avoidable. You've seen it coming, you'll see it coming, and it will be your choice whether you want to like sit there and be stabbed, or if you want to like sidestep the situation and dodge it. And not all of you will, like, and I respect your like warrior nature to like want to stand and fight that situation, but it is time for Virgo, I feel, to be a strategizer relating to that, and to enforce a good strategy in how to deal with that. I hope that I've been helpful in explaining that as best as I can. The choice is now yours to face that in whatever way. Anyway, Virgos, I feel that that's probably a good place to end the reading on. By far one of the most pivotal defining months of your year. One way or another, you have a lot of power. The sun and strength will give you luck. Even if you do get betrayed or backstabbed, like you're going to walk out of that into like an incredible situation, because luck is on your side. It would just be nice to detour and avoid that betrayal if we could. Anyway, if you guys would like to get clarification on what this means for you, you can always book a private reading with me. That information is in the description box below, or you can click the center of your screen to jump over to that link as well. Your subscribes, likes, and comments really mean the world to me. If you have the opportunity to subscribe and hit the red button down there, that's a really, really nice way to show appreciation for this reading if you would like. I also, again, am on Patreon and Ko-fi, Instagram, Twitter, all of that is in the description box, so you can reach out to me in any way that you choose, or all the ways. And anyway, Virgos, wishing you much love and luck throughout this time. We will be talking soon. Bye.